Sup, everybody? Welcome to the Humble Vestures podcast. I am your host, Jaron Jones, and I'm joined by my co-host, Bridget Jones. So, not too much going on this week as far as with our stuff. We still doing some walking and some working out. Yep. So even after breakfast today, we still went on a walk. We just did a mile, but that's the time that it's like you really don't want to go after a meal when you got the itis. But this past week, I'm about to move on my kettlebells. My kettlebell journey is going very well. I did a full week of the beginner workout, actually 2 weeks of the beginner workout, and then we're gonna move up to advanced. So I'm gonna start doing some videos too. I'm gonna put the videos out too.
And you can tell it's really working for you.
Well, thank you, ma'am. I feel good with it. I really do. But I can't do any other weights until my birthday, until July. So that was the commitment that I made, is to work with kettlebells and get good at them. And I actually enjoy it. So it's not that bad of a challenge because I really enjoy it. So that's good. But I thought I was coming up with something fantastic. I had this invention idea. Rich, it was a pretty good idea, don't you
It was
think?
a great idea.
So part of my kettlebell journey was to find like viral videos. You know, those videos, you got the guy super fit, he's in the gym, he's doing all this stuff, or he's in his home gym, um, chiseled, lean, everything, and then 3,000 likes. It's like, I want to do these workouts. Let's see if I can do them. So then my thought was, I wish there was an app out there that I can download this stuff, and then like it'll already set it up for me. It'll already have the sets, the reps, like what the name of the exercise. I don't know of anything like that. I should make that. We're gonna be rich.
And the link to that workout. That was the other thing.
Mm-hmm. And that was the other thing, is if I'm like, what is this exercise? I can just, the video's right there and I can just watch it, you know? Well, I'm like, I'm on to something. Let's see if there's anything out there like this. And I found one.
Now, for those of you who don't know my husband, he always has amazing, great ideas. And I'm not trying to take away from your ideas because you always have fantastic ones. But again, this is one of those apps that wasn't out there, wasn't well known until you did the research. So
Mm-hmm.
tell
Yeah.
everybody
So
what the name of the app was.
I put a screen saver up here, right there. Not screensaver, screenshot, excuse me, right there. So that's the app, and it's called FitSaver. So what you do is you go into TikTok, Instagram, either one, and you know how you hit share and you hit copy link? So when you hit the share button, hit copy link, then you open up the app. I have an iPhone, so it recognizes that I just copied a link. So as soon as I open the app, it says, would you like to paste this link? And I just hit yes, and boom, it pastes, goes through this little thing, and then boom, the creator shows up at the top, like whatever that person has as their image, that shows up at the top, and then the exercises and the sets, they're right there. Boom. And it saves it. So maybe I'll still do it but make it better. But that was pretty cool. So I got a couple of them saved in there. I am going to do those videos. I'll post it to our Facebook page. But I'm going to do those workouts, and let's see if I can make it through.
Right, for sure.
Yeah. The other app. So, sorry, I should have introduced this segment better. This is two cool apps that I found. And we want to do this kind of like every other week or something like that, but apps that would actually help. And that's one. If you want to save an app or a workout, if you want to save a workout that you saw online, it's easy. Here's another screenshot. This is what it looks like when it's open. So you can see here, there's the videos that I saved. This one was just a screenshot that I did, but It's right there. So Blip is the second app. With the Blip app, this is what's cool. So with Apple, we have AirDrop, right? If I want to send Bridget something or she want to send me something and we're in close proximity, you could just AirDrop it. AirDrop is like a small uh, Wi-Fi. It's like just a small network, almost like Bluetooth. You just got to be within range of each other and you can send it. That's how people send stuff on planes and stuff like that. But anyway, in that close proximity, what if you're far away? What do? You can go to Google Drive and all this other stuff, or you can email it. Well, there's an app called Blip right here. So with that app, you put two devices and both have that app. Once you link each other, and it literally walks you through. Once you link each other, you can send things just like that, almost like AirDrop,
without being in close proximity.
without being in close proximity. And what if someone has an Android phone? So, like with Android, there's apps that you can do with Android, but an Android can do it. But Android and Apple, you got to figure out some kind of way of doing it. Well, I have two phones. I have my personal phone and my work phone. Well, I've been taking pictures and videos with my work phone. This one's Android, and this one's Apple. So when I do the videos and stuff on this phone, I can't airdrop. So I open the Blip app and I just click, click, and see this name right here, Husky. I don't know how it gave me that name, but it just gave me a random name. But anyway, it just works, just like AirDrop. But you can do it with any devices. You can even do it with your computer.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
You just go to the Blip web page, same thing. As long as those two devices are already synced, which it walks you through it, boom, you can just send it.
Nice. Well, that's awesome. You got so excited about the apps, though. You started talking about what happened this week, and you said nothing that much happened, but actually, something did happen on Tuesday.
Something happened on Tuesday. Yes.
You got invited
Mm-hmm.
to our grandson's elementary school because this month is honor military members and their children this month. And so there was an invitation from the school for any parents, grandparents, or family members of kids that were in the elementary school to come join them for breakfast on Tuesday.
Yes. And actually, pretty cool story with this, or we'll call it a cute story. So I was like, I'm early for just about everything. So I was one of the first people there. And then we kind of, after all the parents got there and lined up, I was the first one inside the cafeteria. So I just kind of, just sat down. I didn't know where to sit. People were sitting all over. And then shortly thereafter, the kids started coming in. So after all the kids, they're like ready to, get everything started. They go, is anyone missing their kid? I'm like, I raised my hand. I'm like, I'm missing my grandkid. So she ran back. She goes, oh, yep, let me go and get him. She went and got him. I didn't know where he was coming from, but where I'm sitting, I'm facing forward. And all of a sudden, I just felt this hug behind me. So I turned around and there he was. And you could just hear everyone go, oh. So yeah, he was super happy. It was pretty cool. They had veterans with the, you could be grandparent or parents as long as you served or on active duty. There was two people there in uniform, and they just did like a breakfast and a kind of a thank you. So it was super cool. Yep, stayed there for about half hour, 45 minutes, and just had kind of like fruits and
Yogurt,
muffins and
muffins.
yeah, granolas.
And of course, people don't know our grandson, but when Miles was very small, he's 10 now. Him and his pop were like two peas in a pod. If you saw
Mm,
one, the other one was going to be right there, except for when you were on active duty and you were working or away. Well, the night before this breakfast, Miles like, Elsa, are you sure? That's what Miles calls me. Are you sure Pop's coming? Like he's one of those kids that he's pretty even killed, but when he's really excited about something, he wants to make sure that it's not going to change. So then I walked him to the bus stop that morning, and then he was like, Elsa, he knows what time to come, right? And I was like, yes, Miles, he knows what time to come. And so breakfast went out a hitch. And when I got home, I was like, hey, how was breakfast? How did things go? Our grandson says, today was the best day ever. And then he explains the breakfast and everything. So he was super excited to show off
Yeah.
his pop. And
Yeah, it was pretty cool. News. Let's get into news just a little bit. We don't do a whole lot of news. So stick around and we're going to tell you how to help with that. But one thing I did see, I put a screenshot of it here, but a $1.5 billion trade happened
really,
this weekend. 1.5 billion. So, in short, an anonymous person went in and sold a bunch of stocks. And then when they sold a bunch of stocks, 15 minutes later, the top guy here in the United States made a post on Truth Social. Truth Social is another social media site like Twitter, Facebook kind of thing, but he posted that he's going to stop strikes on the oil over in Iran. And all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, we're going to be able to get fuel. Everything's going to open up." And like stocks just started rising again. And then that anonymous person just came into the picture all of a sudden. $1.5 billion in one single trade. How ironic. I wonder who that anonymous person is. I bet you they ain't so anonymous.
mm.
Somebody knows who it is.
And the crazier thing is, whoever it is, even though they're saying anonymous, it's very easy nowadays to find out who that was.
For sure. And especially for that amount.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. They know, they just don't want to say. So the news have them being anonymous, I think. But anyway, you saw a crazy one too. Who
So I
was your
did. And so I will tell everybody, Jared and I are pretty positive people. We are not perfect by no means, but we try to promote positivity. We try to look at positive things. I try to put positive spin on things that even can sometimes be negative. But I was just looking and I happened to see that this California nurse sued the Carnival Cruise Line. And short story, or just to make short. So a lot of times if you go on a cruise ship, um, they have drinks, of course, that are unlimited, or you can buy unlimited packages. But this particular person had purchased an unlimited alcohol package. I do believe that's what it was. And the story is that she had 14 to 15 shots of tequila within a time frame of about 5 hours. I think it was from, it was a little bit longer than that. It was like 2:30 in the afternoon to 11 something at night, because she went bar hopping on the cruise ship. Well, she fell. Now, in the story, they said that she was very belligerent or getting belligerent. I don't know. I wasn't there. But at the end of the day, when she fell and was asking the cruise members what had happened to her because she couldn't figure it out, she ended up suing the cruise line. Now, this happened in 2024. So she sued the cruise line and she just got awarded a $300,000 win. My whole spin on the whole thing is, I'm sorry that happened to her. I'm sorry that she fell down and possibly injured herself badly. But my thing is when do we take responsibility for ourselves? Sure, should the cruise line have alcohol packages? Well, they didn't just get there yesterday because people have been asking for them, and so they did them. And so I think the lawsuit said that the Carnival Cruise Line, or maybe I should stop saying Carnival, Cruise Line had 60% of responsibility because they could have said something. I don't know about anybody else, but if you tell somebody they're going to get free drinks or they have an unlimited package, when you don't give them the drinks, those people become very belligerent. I pay for this. I should be. So, um, but again, when do you take responsibility because you overdid it instead of suing the cruise line company because they allowed you to do what you asked for?
right? And the biggest thing that I'm like, they won. She won $300,000 for her being irresponsible and won.
Now, the
That's
cruise line did
almost
say that they're going to come back and that they're going to rebuttal the findings, um, that they're not just going to let it go. But if you
so
think
they're
of the
going to
grand
appeal.
scheme of the pills, thank you. But if you think of the grand scheme of things, okay, I just want to hush you up. $300,000 is probably change for the cruise line, though they are coming up, trying to come back up from the whole COVID and all of that and losing money. But still, you purchase a let me drink all day long, all night long, and you don't anticipate that you're going to be so drunk that you're going to fall.
Hopefully that doesn't open up a can of people try and do that. You know, like how like celebrities, you know, they'll get some crazy accusation, and then all of a sudden people come out of the woodwork saying this.
Right.
Hopefully, people don't do that with
Oh,
this. Oh my
my
goodness.
whole thing about the whole thing is, as human beings, if we do something wrong, it's embarrassing. Got
Hmm.
it. But why do so many people want to blame somebody else for things that you should be responsible for? And I hear it all the time. What's their fault? It's their fault. It's their fault. I think at some point in time, we as human beings have to take responsibility. And I think embarrassment is one of the biggest things. I'm sure she was embarrassed for falling. I'm sure she was embarrassed for being hurt. I'm sure she was embarrassed for overdoing it. But where's your responsibility? Because if I was the cruise line, sure, I'll pay you $3,000, but now I'm going to sue you for you not being responsible. I know they're not
Yeah.
going to do
Oh,
that.
people
That would
can't
be
take accountability at all.
no,
You
not
know,
at all.
it's almost like the person, and this is way back, way back. But when they burnt themselves with coffee, you know, coffee's hot, and but they won the lawsuit, and then now ever since then, all the places got to put signs on there that says caution, hot
Right,
coffee. So now all the cruise lines are going to go, you can be cut off. You know, this one lady that you could be cut off now, or they're going to put limits on it, like give you tickets or something. Because I've been to some events whereas it's an open bar, but you have like a certain number of tickets.
right.
And once those tickets are gone, well, that's it.
It is, but you and I have been places where we've seen people, I'll give you $5 for your ticket.
Yeah.
What? You're going to
Or
pay me
just hand them
$5 for a
off.
ticket? Yeah. Now, I
Yeah.
will say this. There was something else that we talked about that we don't necessarily have to talk about right now in this podcast. But this also prompts people to do all or nothing. So, you know what? They're not going to do this on the cruise ship, but we're not going to sell drinks at all on a cruise ship because this could happen. I do want to bring up something that's a little bit closer to home. I have a I was speeding speech. Let me explain. I usually drive 10 miles over the speed limit everywhere I go. So we have made comments about when we see cops, don't put on your brakes now because he's probably already clocked you if he's trying to clock you. So I don't come up with an excuse or I don't try to lie myself way out of it because I know that I was speeding. I just am always prepared. If the cop stops me, do you know I was speeding? Why? Do you know why I stopped you? Yes, because I was speeding. I have to take responsibility for that because I know that it happened. I'm not going to try to lie and say I had to get to a hospital or whatever. So, plus, I have family members that are troopers, so it probably wouldn't do me any good.
No, not at all. But like, those are some of the things that we've seen, you know, here recently in the news. But like, there's a way that you can not see those things on your feeds. I want to give a UGC update, and this is going to be very brief. We're not a UGC podcast per se, but that's something I've been diving into, and it made me aware of something. I'm gonna try not to nerd out too much, but with UGC, one of the jobs that I took on is to create brand new accounts, and on these brand new accounts, you advertise for that company. So you have to like go on and warm up the account, so to speak. Warming it up means like just making it not think that you're a robot, that you are a real person. So you actually go through, like some stuff, follow some people, actually interact as if it was your normal social media page. The eye opening thing is, I've been on social media for years. I got all the
Yeah,
accounts.
all the
I'm a doom scroller. Well, probably the past 2 years, I've been creating content, actually making videos. Getting to the point. What you see in your feed is not what everybody sees in their feed. That whole For You page literally is for you. It's your For You page.
Now,
So
when you say for you, are you specifically talking about TikTok right now, or because I don't? Does all of them have a for you tab?
all of them have a For You page and just called different things.
Okay.
So like you got your regular home page. Let's say on Facebook, it's just your home page. My Facebook is filled with ads. Tons. Things that I don't follow, things people I don't know, tons. I haven't really dug deep in the Facebook algorithm, but TikTok and Instagram I have. So TikTok, we'll talk about them specifically. It's called For You because it's things that you are interested in. It's your algorithm. Then of course you can search for things, you can explore. There's all different things, but we're just talking about For You. You can tailor that, and here's how to do it. If you see a video and you don't like it, you're not interested in it, literally press down and hold on the screen. A menu pops up and you hit not interested. Literally, move on. So instead of making your mean comments and all that stuff, just hold down, not interested, and swipe. The more you
And then you won't see any
interact,
more of those, right?
right? The more you interact with content, it's thinking you like it. Here's the scenario. I don't mean to insult anyone's intelligence. Here's the scenario. I'm the algorithm. You have an account. You watch something for 5 seconds, but it's 10 seconds long. I kind of think you like it, but not sure because you swipe. All right, you watched this whole video. What was that video about? I need to give you more of that because you watched the whole thing. Okay, you go on to the next one. You swipe before it's over. You don't really like that. I got to figure out what you like. Oh, you like that. Oh, you follow that person. I'm going to send you those things. That's how it works, and that's how it tries to figure it out. It sends you relatable content to what you like to watch because they want you to stay on their app. So, if you don't like it, hit not interested or don't spend any time on it. Here's how you tailor it to specifically what you want. Specifically what you want. Search it for 2 days. Search it. So, literally, search, let's say, here's what I was, my new account is fitness, just kettlebells and weights. All I searched was weights and kettlebells. In the search, I typed at home kettlebell workout, popular kettlebell workout, trendy kettlebell workouts. And I did that for like 45 minutes. Then I looked at walking for fitness, walking journey, things like that. I showed Bridget after like, what was it, probably 2 hours? I said,
Mm-hmm.
babe, watch this. And I swiped, swipe, swipe. All she saw was fitness, 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 fitness. And it was some random video. I'm like,
Yeah, one or two random videos that they threw as you were swiping, like maybe you like this.
right. And I was like, see this? I said, I can't spend too much time on it. They're going to think I like it. So I swiped. And we saw fitness, fitness, fitness. My old one that I deleted, not even close to the same content. And it's almost like a new side of TikTok. My UGC stuff that I'm doing it on Instagram and on TikTok. That's all I see. All I see is UGC, user generated content. That's all I see. Get ready with me. Spend the day with me. Look at this product. Check this product out. Look at this. That's all I see. So, my point is, you can tailor your algorithm to show you only what you want to see.
If you don't like negative things, then like Jaren's saying, tailor it to the things that you want to see that's
Yeah.
going to be
If you don't like
positive.
negative stuff, don't watch it. Don't spend time with it. I'm
Don't
guilty.
thumbs up it.
I
Don't give it
am
comment.
I am guilty. Especially on Facebook. Facebook, I already know TikTok, so I don't spend that time, but on Facebook, it show like 3 seconds of like this fight. It's like, ooh, what happened? So I watch it, but what did I tell the algorithm? That's what I want
And
to
I,
see.
and I don't think that a lot of people pay attention to this. When you comment on it, it is just going to send you more things.
Mm-hmm.
because you've commented on it. So when somebody tells you negative, even negative news or negative responses
Mm-hmm.
are tracking, they are. So if you don't like it, the minute you put a negative comment, it's like, oh, but you do. You really want to see that, so I'm going to show you more.
Even content creators, the thing that you don't understand, if you type a negative note to a content creator, the algorithm doesn't say, oh, they're writing something negative, they don't like them. No, it's saying you're engaging with this person. You're going to see him more.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I'm sick of seeing you, stop engaging with them and you won't see him. You know another cool thing that a lot of people don't realize that you can do? Block them. No joke. I've done it before. There was a he was just annoying to me. And I shouldn't say that. I Everybody's not for everybody, but this person just for me, I just didn't like the vibe.
People don't like people's voices, and that's not to say you don't like them. It's just you don't like the voice. You don't like what they're
Yeah,
talking about. I don't like a lot of cursing on. So the minute I see somebody, if they start cursing right off the bat, I just go past it.
right,
It's not for me.
right. I had interacted with the person saying, "Oh, that's pretty cool. That I enjoy the same thing, whatever it was." Then they contacted me trying to sell me stuff or join a course and do. I'm good. I was just saying, cool. Thank you for sharing that knowledge. Then it hits me up over and over again, like, "Are you ignoring me?" Okay, now you're getting blocked. So literally, just block it instead of getting annoyed.
So I was ignoring you yesterday, but I am today.
I have a solution. I'm controlling my peace. Here's my solution. Guess what I don't get anymore? But anyway, we don't want to be rambling at this point. We're coming up on 30 minutes, but we want to tell you thank you for watching this podcast. Thank you for supporting us. We appreciate it. But before we go, Bridget's going to give us our final thoughts for today.
So I know a lot of people are talking about that they want peace. I will just share with you, peace only comes from love. You may not agree with the person. You may have different views, but only peace comes from love, acknowledging one another. You don't have to agree. You can simply agree to disagree, but peace only comes from.
Absolutely. Couldn't say it better. Thank you again for watching the Humble Vestures podcast. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. Peace.